So good morning student. So today we want to see the lecture on the Bohr atom. So summary of the last lecture, we have to see about the Rutherford model of an atom, electron orbit and Bohr model, and first and second assumption of the Bohr model. So before the starting third point, so we'll be see that the summary of the last lecture. So the Bohr model is the modified model of an Rutherford model of an atom. Because why the Rutherford model of an atom does not decided or does not prove or the stability of the atom. Okay, so uh, Bohr model of an atom is on the basis of the quantum theory, that is the Planck's quantum theory. So according to his the first postulate, that the three postulate is the first assumption is the electrons revolves around the nucleus under the action of the Coulomb force. So that is the first assumption. First assumption that electrons revolves around the nucleus under the action of the Coulomb force. So that Coulomb force is nothing but 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught E square divided by R square, and final conclusion of this first assumption is V is equal to E square upon 4 pi epsilon naught R V square. So this is the final formula of first assumption. Now the Bohr second assumption is only those orbit permitted whose angular momentum is equal to integral multiple of h upon 2 pi. So now second assumption tells that second assumption tells that only those orbit is permitted, so that orbits angular momentum, that is L bar, is equal to integral multiple of h upon 2 pi, so that your L bar is equal to h upon 2 pi and integral multiple of n. This n is the principal quantum number that varies 1, 2, 3 up to the so on. Okay, so again we have to know that L is the angular momentum, and that L is given by m into v into r. So here v is the linear velocity of an electron, and we have to compare or equate this side, RHS side of this equation and RHS side of this second equation. So get clear the idea, so that m into v into r is equal to n into h upon 2 pi. Okay, so that equation will become v is equal to m into v is equal to n upon r into h upon 2 pi. So that is equation number 3. So up to the last lecture was seen by up to this point. So now today we want to start the third assumption of the Bohr model. So in third assumption, so idea clear that so an electrons is jump from higher energy orbit to the lower energy orbit, and frequency of emitted radiation is directly proportional to the difference between the two energy state. Okay, so we want to see that the statement of the third postulate or third assumption. So third postulates So that third postulate is a quantum energy is radiated. A quantum energy is radiated when an electron, only when an electron when an electron jump from higher energy orbit to the lower energy orbit and frequency of emitted radiation and frequency of emitted radiation is directly proportional to the difference between two energy state. Directly proportional to difference between two energy states. Correct. So that what tells that what information gives from here, so that a quantum energy is radiated only when an electrons jump from higher energy orbit to the lower energy orbit of a frequency radiation is directly proportional to the difference between the two energy state. So what happens here? So different energy state, that energy is nothing but h nu is equal to E1 minus E2. So where this nu is the frequency and E1 and E2 is initial and final energy state. Final energy states. Okay, so here idea for the theory of the Bohr third assumption. So we want to calculate the radius of an electron and velocity of an electron's orbit is here. So we want to consider from the equation, last equation we get, so m v square is equal to what? So next we will to find the radius of an electron. So that equation will get m v square is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught z e square divided by r. So this is the last equation, last lecture we want find here. So now we want to what here, so multiply by m in LHS and RHS side also. So what here is not m, so m square v square is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught z E square m divided by r. So again this equation we have to see here m is equal to n upon r into h upon 2y. So taking this equation, suppose this is equation number is the fourth. Okay, now take this equation and square of this equation. So squaring the third equation, square of the equation third. So m square v square is equal to n square upon r square into h square upon 4 pi square. Okay, and suppose this is equation number 5. So what we want, that from equation 8 and 9 we get, so that equation RHS side of the fourth equation and RHS side of the fifth equation we want to equate this both sides, and whatever result is in front of you will be in front of you. So 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught z e square m divided by r is equal to n square divided by r square into h square divided by 4 pi square. So that is the equating equation 4 and okay. So what happens here, so these are going to numerator of LHS side, and this factor going to numerator of RHS side, and this going to the numerator of the RHS side. So this one r and this one r get cancelled. So remaining factor is r is equal to n square into h square upon 4 pi square. This z e square m going to denominator of this. So 4 pi square z e square upon m. This 4 pi epsilon goes to the numerator. So 4 pi epsilon naught is here. Epsilon naught is the permittivity of the free space. So what happens here, this 4 get cancelled, this 4 get cancelled, this pi get cancelled, this 1 pi get cancelled, and remaining factor as it is. So what is remaining factor? So r is equal to n square h square epsilon naught divided by pi z m into e square. So remaining r factor is epsilon naught n square h square divided by pi z m e square. So this is got equation number 6. Okay, so Bohr model of an atom is the theory consider of the hydrogen atom, and we have to know that hydrogen atom has a stationary nucleus having one proton, and outside of the nucleus having one electron. So for the atomic number of hydrogen is the 1. So here for the hydrogen atom Z is equal to 1. We consider so for hydrogen atom we have to know that atomic number of hydrogen atom is 1. So value of the r for the nth orbit is equal to n square h square epsilon naught divided by pi z m e square. So here z is equal to 1, so go this erase of the z part, so pi m e square, and here h square epsilon pi m e square all constant factor, only n is the principal quantum number, and that varies up to the 1 2 3 and so on. So here n is principal quantum number. Okay, so from equation, so r is directly proportional to n square. So this Rn is directly proportional to the n square, and this n square is n is equal to 1 2 3, that is the radii of the Bohr orbit are proportional to the square of the natural number. So where n is equal to 1 2 3 up to the so on. So here what is conclusion, that is the radii of the Bohr orbit is depends on is directly proportional to the square of the natural number, is directly proportional to the square of natural number. Okay, so again we have to see that here. So you know that the h square value is 6.625 into 10 to the power minus 34, squaring of this value. Epsilon naught value is 8.85 into 10 to the power minus 12. Phi value is 3.14. Mass of the electron is 9.1 into 10 to the power minus 31, and charge of the electron is 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19. And if we have to take all values in this equation, so we have to get the radius of the Bohr orbit, and that roughly calculation, that value will become, so r is equal to 0.53 into 10 to the power minus 10 meter, and in angstrom unit, that is the 0.53 angstrom unit. Okay, so that is the radius of the Bohr orbit. So we want to calculate also the velocity of an electron in the nth orbit. So a small point of the third postulate, so we want to calculate the velocity of electron in nth orbit. We want to get the calculate, and that velocity formula is Vn is equal to e square upon 2 epsilon naught n into h. But how it is come? Okay, this is directly given is here, but how this formula is obtained, so will be see here. Okay, so what happens here, so that we have to know that m Vn square is equal to m into Vn square is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught z e square upon Rn, correct? And you know the formula of the Rn, so that Rn is here is n square h square epsilon naught divided by pi m into e square. So putting this Rn in this formula, so this formula number is suppose 7. So put Rn's value in above equation, So this value will become, so what happens here, so that m into Vn square is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught z into E square upon this Rn, so n square h square epsilon naught, so n square h square epsilon naught, and this factor goes to numerator here, so into pi m E square. So what happens here, so this pi get cancel, this pi get cancel, this m get cancel, this m get cancel, so what is remaining part is here z into e to the power 4 epsilon naught square n square a square and 4. So the formula is Vn square, that Vn square is equal to z e to the power 4 this e square that is e to the power 4 divided by 4 epsilon into epsilon naught square, so 4 epsilon naught square n square into h square. So this is the formula of the velocity of the nth orbit, and we have to take the square root of this velocity square, so taking the square, so this is the equation number 8. So taking square root of both sides, so we get, so that is Vn is equal to for hydrogen atom you have to know that z is equal to 1, z is equal to 1, so e square upon square root of 4 is 2, square root of epsilon naught square is epsilon, n square is n and h square is the h. So this is the final formula of velocity of an electron in the Bohr orbit, in the nth orbit. So velocity of an electron in nth orbit. Okay, so up to the this point, so Bohr third postulate or assumption is complete. So whatever tells that Bohr third postulate, so for starting, the first postulate is known as the electrons revolves around the nucleus under the Coulomb's force of action. Now second postulate is nothing but that angular momentum is equal to the integral multiple of h upon 2 pi, and third postulate is the quantum energy is obtained of an electron is jump from higher energy orbit to the lower energy orbit, and the frequency is directly proportional to the difference between the two energy state, and that formula we have to obtain the radius of the Bohr orbit, and that radius of the Bohr orbit that roughly calculated taking all formula in the Rn formula, so that value will be get 0.53 into 10 to the power minus 10 meter, and if you want to in the angstrom unit, that 0.53 angstrom unit. Okay, and after that we have to calculate here the velocity of electrons in the nth orbit of the Bohr atom, so that velocity formula will get Vn is equal to e square upon twice epsilon naught nh. So next lecture will be see that the energy levels and the spectra of an atom. Okay, thanking of you.